Hi, welcome back everybody. My name is Heather. This is my channel, Made with Love. The other day I had said we were going to make the gnomes with the boots. So these are the one pair of the shoes I had made. And the other pair, I've already attached them to my gnome here. So these ones are the higher ones. And these ones are a little bit shorter, so you kind of get like a runner's versus a boot. So I will be showing how to make, or how I make the shoes. And so for supplies, you just have to go to like the dollar store, and they sell these little baby favors. They sell them right beside the baby shower decorations. And they're called just baby shower favors. They have them in pink and blue. And of course you need glue gun, glue sticks, scissors, measuring tape, your felt, and where's it go? Sand to help weight them down. So first thing is you just need to, you gotta move this out of the way. Okay, you need to grab the piece of felt that you want for the sole of the shoes. I'm just gonna angle this down, and you just need to take your shoe and you're just gonna trace it out. My pencil. Going to trace them out. And then just cut them out so you get the, I like to start with the bottom of the shoes first, so while the glue for this is all drying and setting up, you can actually start cutting and preparing for the other one. Let's see, these look a little different. I cut one when I went to cut them apart. I cut right through, so I'm just going to put the two pieces on top and just go around. I'll get my soles of my shoes like that, and then these little booties. They've got this hole right here. So I just take my sand. It's just decorative sand. You can use rice, rocks, or whatever you want to weight them down. Let's get this a little even out. I'm just going to grab my hot glue gun. Just put the glue all around. Another glue stick. Okay, I'm just gonna put this down. And I just press it down on the table so you know you've got it glued good. And if you think that you need a little bit more glue, just see where it didn't glue right there. So didn't get any glue there, so I'm just gonna add some more glue. Oops. Add my glue stick first. A little more glue right there. And set that to the side to dry. And grab the second one, same thing, just get some sand or gravel or rocks or whatever you want to use, or rice, just to help weigh it down. Fill it up. Put glue right here and then all around the edge. And put the sole on, just press it down in place, making sure that it all sealed good. So you don't want sand or rice falling out. And set that aside to dry for a minute. Now I've decided that because the gnomes I'm going to make, I'm going to use this Christmas sock. So I found my felt in the felt that would match it in the red and the green. So I'm making a Mr. and Mrs. Gnome. So I'm going to make two pairs of the shoes. So I'm going to make one with the red and one with the green. So all you need to do is you just need to, the measuring tape, you just gotta measure the back side of the tape. Just need to 6 inches by 2 inches. So I'm just going to mark where the 6 inches is. Then each boot needs to be 2 inches, but I'm doing this both pair at the same time, so I'll measure up 4 inches. So I just cut across here to the 4-inch mark. And they don't have to be exact. If you want to make them exact, you can like measure and draw the lines and cut along the lines, but I don't think it matters too much because once you add the finishing touches, you know, it doesn't. Felt's very forgiving too, so you don't really notice anything. So I'm just going to fold these in half, so I know where the half is. I'm going to cut this in half. So now you should have your 2 strips that measure 6 long way and 2 inches on the height. Now these are a little crooked. Just going to even that out. And then all you do is just grab the, move this camera just a little bit more in the center. So all you do is you start with the where you want the back of your shoe, where the seam of the back of the shoe is. You just make 1 strip of glue up there. You just attach the piece of felt and hold it in place for a second. And then all you're going to do is just add glue on the shoe. You don't want to get the glue too high to the top because, you know, it's harder to do the next spot. That's what I found. I've done that before. I had too much glue and it runs out. And then you get a big glue ball and then it's harder to get to the next step. So you're going to keep gluing all the way around here. And so these are pretty easy to make once you start making them. I'm just going to keep gluing. I got to glue all this. And then I'm just going to right here, because you've got this overlap, you've got 2 options. One is you can leave the overlap like that. You can cut it off, but what I like is to have a nice crisp finished edge. Is I'll just put a hot glue on the felt and fold the felt in on itself. I think the glue dried before I was doing that. Okay, and then just add the glue on the top of the felt again and just glue this together, and now you've got your beginning of your 1 boot. Should look like a cylinder. Now you take inside the boot, you can see where the toe would be. Just reach down. Sorry about that. I had a message come in and my phone just stopped. Okay, so we've got to the point here where we've got the bottom done, filled with the rocks, and the sole done. We've gone all the way around the whole boot so it looks like a cylinder. Then right down here, right where the toes would be, you're just going to put some glue down in there, and then you just push it in. Just push it in like that. Then you have to decide from here if you're going to make the sneakers like these ones here. So what I did was, at this point, I pushed all the material, all tucked it down inside. But for this gnome, for this boot, I want to keep them tall boots. So I'm not going to be tucking it in. I just have to kind of even this top part up here. There. So all I'm going to do is just going to put some glue on these 2 little flaps here and pinch them together. That. Just going to hold it together so it'll look like a boot. And then just going to, while it's kind of setting up, I'm just going to do the next boot. Just find where you want your center line to be at the back of the boot. You just take your material and just your felt and just place it there, and just go around and glue all over the sides of the side part of the boot. You want to put glue there and just bring it around, trying to get it as close you can possibly to the felt where the sole is. Then just come around the front. Just get it stuck good. And then keep just coming up and then get to the side of the boot here. Just fold it all the way around till you get to here again. And like I said, I like to have a nice crisp, looks like a good finished edge. Just going to add some more hot glue. And just put a little strip of the hot glue on the felt. Fold this one end of the felt on itself so you get a nice finished edge. And then you just put another bead of the glue across the other piece of felt and just attach them together without burning your fingers. I got too much glue on that and it kind of leaked through and I burned my fingers, but it's okay. When the glue dries, you can kind of scrape it off. Now, felt is tricky because you get glue on the felt, it doesn't come off as easily as other stuff, but that's okay. So you can always take a blow dryer and it kind of melts the glue a little. And kind of just to get rid of some of the strings and stuff, if you just take a hair dryer and just kind of go over that, and it will kind of warms the glue up, and then you can kind of pick it off, and then it won't be so noticeable. If you try to rip it off now, you're going to take some of the felt up. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing with this one. Just going to put some glue down in where the toe is and up the side of the felt, and then you just push it in. I'm just going to even this out too. Just a little ply on one side. Same thing, like if you were going to do this, this would be where you would be tucking it all in. So if you just go like that, you can just tuck it all in, and then so you get like, it will actually look like more of like a runner, versus this is like the boot. But I want the boot, so I'll untuck this. And just glue these two pieces of felt together. Just going to hold that in place for a second. And there's the boot so far. I'm just going to fix this one. I'm just going to undo this because something happened when I did that. It didn't stick properly. A little more glue. And just try again. Okay. Glue there. And we got the boots are now finished. Now it's time to decorate them. So on this one here, I took this ribbon I have, it's gray and white striped, and I put it around. Same with the other tall boot, I did them pretty much the same. I took this ribbon, it's gray and white, and it actually looks like my kids' runners that they actually have. And then I put these little bows that I had in my card making supplies and a little bead for my kids when they were into making jewelry a long time ago. Put them on, so I'm going to do that. But first we got to, now this is done, we got to just trim around and get some of this gray part off, because I always like to cut around here. You could do it anytime, but I like to do the trim this extra bit of gray off after we've already put the other felt on, because you kind of put the felt next to each other. Also, it gives more time for the gray felt hot glue to dry, so you won't make any mistakes and you won't cut into the felt where you can have all the rice or sand or whatever you're using cut to fall out. Okay, so now they're all like that. So now for these ones, because I'm making my Christmas ones, I decided I like this gold ribbon. So I'm going to just glue the gold ribbon. Again, you start right at the back, right where the seam was. You just put the ribbon down. And you just glue the ribbon right around the bottom of the shoes. And the same thing, when you come to where this end is, just gonna glue right up to on top of the other piece of ribbon. Just hold it there for a second. And I'm just gonna snip it off and then press it down, and you should have a really nice clean finish. Now you got the gold going all around the boot. And just put the ribbon on this one. So you start at the back, right where the seam was. Oops. I just dropped the ribbon. Okay. Just a little bit of glue right where the seam is. Hold it there for a second. And then just, same thing, just glue all the way around. And you get all the way around, you just kind of overlap the ribbon a little. And just cut that off. A little more glue there, just to stick it down in place. And there, got the two boots for my one gnome made. I'm going to do the exact same for my other gnome, except this time I'll be using the green. Start with, again, just start with whatever color felt that you want for the bottom. You just trace out the feet. So I think maybe this time I'm just going to trace out the one and then just stop. So I just kind of trace out the foot and just like that. And just fold this in half and just cut out the 2 feet at the, or the 2 soles at the one time. It's okay if they're a little jaggy because when you're tracing, you're making it a little bit bigger, so you've got some overlap there, which is fine. So when you're doing your finishing, you can actually cut a little closer. So I will just finish making these 2 boots where I'm doing it with the green, making the exact same way as I did with the red, and then I will be right back. Okay, welcome back. I got the green ones done, and now and the red ones were done. So I quickly just went looking through my little bows that I have, because I used to do a lot of card making, so I've got all these little bows, different, I got these larger ones, and I got all these little tiny ones. So I was going through them, and because I'm going to be doing where it's the Christmas one, so I'd like to have their shoes kind of almost match, but be a little different. So I'm going to give the girl the red, and I'm going to give the boy the black. So I found these little green bows, and they have the cute little flowers on them, so I'm going to give those to the girl gnome. And I found these little black bows that kind of look more like a belt buckle, so I'm going to give it to the little boy gnome. So I'm going to glue those on. You can put them anywhere. I'm just going to glue them up here at the top. You can also put like fur, like fake fur around the top. I haven't done that yet. I think I'll save that for my next gnome that I make, where I'll do like a nice faux fur trim. But for now, I just want to do something easy and simple. See, there's hers. Now for his, because these are these little, this will be buckles, so I'm going to put them down just a little bit lower. So hers kind of high up, his are bigger, so I'm just going to put this down just a little bit lower. Like that. You see he's got the little black, they look like buckles, other bows, they look like more like a little bit of like buckles on them. And then I gave her the one with the little bow and the little flowers. I might add some more detailing to their shoes. I'll see what they look like when I finish making the gnomes. So I had started making him, move this up a little. I had started making him this morning with this sock. I got this pack of Christmas socks the other day at Dollarama, $1.25 for one pair. They're like a nylon, and I found it very hard to get onto this size of a Christmas tree form. That's what I make my